So you want to know which e-commerce platform is good for a clothing business? Well, I'm going to share with you in this video how you can find out. Stay tuned. So, who am I in case you didn't know? My name is Tim Manning, and there should be a link in the description to give you, for a limited amount of time, that is, to give you some more in detail training on the secrets of really owning an online store. So, you want to check out that particular link in the description once you're done watching this video. But let me first share with you what this screenshot is on my actual screen. Now, these are a list of, now, not all of these are clothing companies, but these are a list of online stores, right? Now, what you probably are not seeing on this particular screen is, because it's very finite, is one of the most important metrics that um, you can evaluate in your own company. And I'm going to share with you that particular metric in a moment. But prior to you understanding this metric I'm going to share with you, one of the things you have to understand, that regardless of which e-commerce platform you choose, is that there are some fundamental things that are a must if you are going to succeed. Okay. And I'm going to share with you one of them before I share this metric with you. And that is what you call load speed, right? Or site speed. So, in essence, and I share with you um, a once you actually access the resource at the link in the description, I send you via email a resource of how you can figure out what your site speed is, especially if you already have an online store. Because why is a site speed so important? Well, when it comes to um, e-commerce, there is obviously, well, based on our culture, everybody wants to get things fast, right? So in essence, if your site takes long to load, right? More than likely, people are not going to stay around to see your site be loaded, right? So in essence, people are going to leave and do something else. So that is missed opportunity. So if nobody ever gets to see your particular product, they can't possibly buy it. So, and I'm just telling you the standard of what Google and all of these other big companies are saying that the standard is as it relates to site speed. So once you access the resource at the link in the description, I'll send you how you can actually figure that out for your own store. So as long as you understand that is a must, okay, uh, because if that is affected, all the other metrics are affected, especially this one I'm about to share with you now. And that is your conversion rate. Okay. Now, conversions is a whole topic in and of itself, and I'm not going to go into its entirety in this particular video, but the simple conversion, okay, from an online clothing store example, okay, one of the conversion metrics is um, your add to carts. Okay. Now, more than likely, if you're in the clothing business, you're going to have what you call more than one SKU. Okay. So, in essence, you have what you call product variant, but you also have a SKU. Okay. And I'm not going to go into all the different details and the terminology in this particular video, but those are your basics. Okay. So make sure you check out the link in the description if you want to kind of get more information. But the point I'm making is, um, your add to cart, regardless of how many SKUs you have or variants, is a good number to make sure you have high, right? Now, add to carts are relative to many other things, right? And I go into, um, of course, for instance, I shared with you site speed just a few moments ago. So if it takes a long time for uh, people to actually see your product due to the slow load time of your site, more than likely they're not going to be able to add to cart, right? So, in essence, slow site speed leads to a high bounce rate. Okay, now I know I'm throwing all these terms out, but these are important terms that you need to understand, especially if you're going to be successful in the online clothing business. So, in essence, um, slow site speed leads to a high bounce rate, and a high bounce rate leads to a lower add to cart percentage. Okay, so in essence, the lower the bounce rate, more than like more than likely, okay, more than likely, that's the key phrase, you should have a higher add to cart rate. Okay, so why am I sharing all of this? Well, that these things should be a determinant to which platform you should actually choose. Okay. Now you have a lot of different options as far as starting your online store. But the main thing is, if you haven't started already, you want to make sure you get my priority list of e-commerce platforms. Okay. Now, there are what you call Chevrolet options, and you have Cadillac options. Of course, Cadillacs are, it costs more than Chevrolets, but the point is, depending on how tech savvy you are, will be the option you should choose. So when you access the link in the description, I also send you my priority list. Okay. But the point I wanted to make was, at the end of the day, whether you have a Chevrolet or a Cadillac, as far as the platform or how much you're paying for this uh, e-commerce platform, um, it I wouldn't say it doesn't matter, but it's kind of like, I'll share this quick story with you before I leave. I was talking with this individual just a few days ago, and we were talking about cameras, right? Photography cameras. And, I was telling him that I had my eye on a few of the latest cameras that have came out by this particular brand. I'm not going to name this particular brand because they haven't paid me. But in essence, I was looking at these particular products from this specific brand, right? Um, but I also mentioned that to this individual that they've come out with more than one particular camera within a calendar year, right? Um, so we started to talk about the actual skill of photography. Right now, I'm not planning to be a photographer, but I want to have a camera that I can take my product photos with, right? And I just wanted to upgrade to another camera so I can have, so I can have my photographer to use my camera instead of his, right? So in essence, that's what I was thinking about. But we were just kind of conversing about, many people put so much emphasis on the actual camera versus the actual creative eye, right? And at the end of the day, if you are a good photographer, you can make a cheap camera look great, right? But if you don't have the skill or if you don't have the creative eye, yeah, you can get a $50,000 camera. It still is not going to outweigh the person that has the skill with the cheap camera, if that makes sense. Okay. So, what is the skill you need to actually not just survive but thrive in the world in this mandatory digital e-commerce environment we're living in? Well, I'm going to link a YouTube video somewhere up here, but make sure you check out the link in the description because that's not going to be the same video, and plus you're not going to get the things I promised you. But um you're going to want to make sure that you understand this skill at the YouTube card somewhere above. So I hope you found this particular video helpful. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do so. And leave me a comment below. Um, do you prefer uh, a cheap no one say cheap, but the Chevrolet type of e-commerce platform or the Cadillac, right? And that's usually contingent upon what type of how tech savvy you are, right? And of course, there are some other variables too. But let me know down in the comments which one do you prefer or which one you've had better experience with, the Cadillac or the Chevrolet. Let me know. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.